Hi everyone, my name is Salma. Welcome to my channel, and this is my first ever YouTube makeup video. From this point forward, I will be starting to upload weekly makeup videos. So please sit back and enjoy my first ever YouTube video on this look right here. And if you want to see how I created this, then just keep on watching. Thanks. Hi, so I did already do my eyebrows, and now I am going to grab the Shape Tape Concealer to carve out my eyebrows and to also create an eyeshadow base. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my hand, and with an angled brush, I'm just going to grab a little bit and start carving up my eyebrows. And I'm dragging the rest of the concealer down so that we create our eyeshadow base. Now I'm going to grab a small buffing brush with the remainder of the concealer on my hand, and I'm going to buff the concealer onto the eyelid. I'm going to set the eyelid with some translucent powder. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And now, grabbing a big fluffy brush, I am going to grab my Subculture palette, and I'm going to grab this yellow color right here, Edge, and I'm going to start off lightly with that color all over my eyelid. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Violet Voss hashtag palette. I'm going to pick up the color Savage. It's this orangey shade right here. I'm going to put that all in my crease. Using the same brush, I'm going to grab this darker orange down here, Goals. I'm also going to pack this into my crease. Now, grabbing a smaller blending brush, I'm going to pick up this color TVT. Onto the corners and the inner corner. And I am going to blend this a little bit along the crease as well. Now going back to the other brush with no extra product, I'm just going to buff all of that in. And now grabbing a smaller brush, this is the Anastasia double-ended brush that came with my Subculture palette. I'm going to pick up that same purple shade and put it in the inner part of my eye. darken this up a little bit, I'm going to grab a smaller, more defined brush, and I'm going to grab the darkest purple shade, Light, and I'm just going to put this on the outer corner. And then pick up the brush we used to apply the purple and just blend that in. And grab the same small brush and just do the same thing to the inner corner. With the big fluffy brush, I'm gonna go back into the subculture and grab edge and just grab a little bit of that and just drag it across, just blend it across. I'm gonna go into my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This is in the color Custard. And grabbing the same brush that I used to carve out my eyebrows, I am going to grab a little bit of that concealer. I'm going to start off in the center and work my way up. And for a cut crease, you really want to only cut the shape of your eye. So if your eye goes more up, then you want to crease it upwards, but if it goes more to the side, then you want to crease it to the side. And now I'm not going to set it. I'm going to go back in with the purple shade, TBT, and I'm going to start packing that onto the side, onto the outer corner of my eye, like that, and then I'm going to start blending it. I'm going to do this exact same thing to the inner. And I'm using the same brush. I'm just going to pick up the darker purple shade and do the exact same thing. Go back in with Goals, the orange shade down here, and I'm just going to add that to the top of the purple just to make sure we don't lose that orange. And just for the rest of the eye where the concealer is still not set, I'm going to go in with the Kylie in Court, the collab, the pink palette. And I'm going to grab this shimmery shade up here. It's called Diamond. I'm gonna grab that with a flat brush and I'm gonna spray. And I'm gonna add that to the part where we haven't set the concealer. And I'm just gonna press it on. To blend that in with the shade we just put on. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other eye now. Okay, so now that I've done the other eye, I'm going to move on to my face. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I'm just going to spray this all over my face. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of my Cover Fix Blurring Primer. And I'm just going to put this on my T-zone. Down my nose. Here. And for foundation, I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation, and I am in the shade Cashew. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my hand. And using my fingers, I'm just going to dab it onto my face. And using my Fenty foundation brush, I'm going to buff that in. For concealer, I'm going to use my NARS one, the shade Custard. I'm going to use this Real Techniques brush to just grab some and then I am going to bring this concealer all the way to the edges of my nose. Just a little bit of the Shape Tape concealer to it as well. Grabbing a small blending sponge, just going to blend that out. Go back in with my foundation brush and just blend the edges of where the concealer and the foundation meet. I'm going to grab the other side of it and I'm going to dab into the powder. I'm going to bake my under eye. And I'm going to apply this on my nose too. I'm going to grab a big powder brush and I'm just going to set the rest of my face. grabbing a smaller flat brush. I'm going to start with the orange shade, Goals. I'm going to put that all over my under lash line. Brush. I'm going to go back in with the purples. I'm going to do TBT and Light. And I'm just going to apply this onto the outer part of my eye and the inner. And then grabbing the fluffy brush that we use for our transition shade, I'm going to go back in with that yellow shade from the Subculture palette, and I'm just going to use that to blend it all together. And now going back into the Kylie palette. And that small brush, I'm going to pick up the diamond color again and spray a little bit. And then just put this onto the center of our lower lash line. Now I'm going to take off the baking powder. And for bronzer, I'm going to use the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Bronzer, and this is in the color Deep Tan. Just grabbing an angled brush. A small brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit of that bronzer. I'm just going to slightly contour my nose. Back in with that sponge we used to set the powder, and I'm just going to add a little bit of powder to the sides of my nose. I'm just going to let that set for a little bit. For blush, I'm using the Too Faced Sweethearts blush. I'm using a Real Techniques blush brush. Going to add that to the apples of my cheeks and drag it to blend it in with the bronzer. I'm just going to dust off the powder that I put on my nose. And I'm going to spray my face with the Mario spray. Then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Anastasia Glow Kit. And I'm going to use this shade, these two shades blended. and a little bit on my chin and forehead. I'm grabbing a smaller brush. I'm going to go back in with that same highlighter. I'm just going to add a little bit to my nose. And a line down my nose. I'm going to spray my face one last time. And moving on to lips, I'm going to use a brown lip liner. And I'm just going to slightly overline my lips on the top where my Cupid's bow is. I'm going to grab the KKW Cream Liquid Lipstick. This is in the color Kimmy. And lastly, I'm going to go back in and add mascara to my bottom lashes. So here is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it. I really enjoyed doing this video for you guys. And if you did like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe back to my channel. And I hope to see you guys in my next video.